Fine. We were doing some advanced level of objects. That means in the JavaScript, we have learned the introduction to objects. We have done a few things like here. Okay, the simple way of using objects. But then we have seen also the square brackets. How do we use a square bracket? Like Himanshu, Kundan and who else? Kundan and Jagdish was explaining. So square brackets, I understand you know this thing. Then we have also discussed about the computed properties. Computed properties yesterday, that we have some defined variable called fruit, which is apple, and then we have hard-coded. So this entire thing becomes a property, and the value is 5. So the property actually, if you change it, it will be Apple computers. Fruit is Apple plus computers. So together they become Apple computers, and this becomes a property. And whenever you try to check that bag, which is an object dot this property, you will get a result 5. Simple things. I mean, we will start with the very simple things. Then we have also learned about shorthand. Shorthand, if you are passing into a function certain parameters which are having the same name, the name of the parameters are the same as the properties of an object which the function is returning, then you do not need to mention the property again. Followed what I'm saying? This is the value that is being passed into the make user function. And you only have to mention because here the name and the value and the property are the same. The age is the value, and this age is the property, or you can say the key. So if that is so, then you just mention the key name and key age, and of course give a comma if needed. Otherwise there is no need. But you can not say that I will not give this comma. You have to give this comma because there is another property. You can, because you know that there are no other properties, so you can omit this comma. But it is always preferable. JavaScript says that always try to give one comma at the end, because you never know, tomorrow there can be another property added. Okay. Now, so you can now pass on the value of name is John and value of age is 30, and therefore you are going to print the object name as John. Okay. Then we have also seen that property names have limitations in other languages, like the for, let, return. These are the keywords, the reserved words in any language. But still, you see in the object for JavaScript, you can still use it. But I told you that it is better not to do this type of thing, as you must follow the good practices. But just for your knowledge, you can use it. Unlike any other language like the Java or C or C++, you will not be able to use a property name which is a keyword. Okay. Then we have also learned about existence. We can test it. We have this test value undefined. Okay. And thereafter we have learned all about this. Then we can also have an ordered like object. Like if you have the sort of a integer properties like this, then you will be, whenever you display the object, you will see that they are getting displayed in an ascending order. Like 1 will be displayed, then 41, then 44, and then 49. And the other one, non-integer, will be as it appears, as it was there. So name will be displayed first, surname, and then user age. Okay. See, Kundan. Hello, Kundan. I don't know why did we not do like this? Let's say we were adding a particular another property.
Yes, okay, sir.
Yeah, you can do this. So see, name and surname, you have already created an object of user like this with two properties. Then you wanted tomorrow you wanted to add another property. So you do not need to go here and do that. You just use the object dot age and equal to. Did we not do like this? Or something else did we do? Anyway,
Yes, sir, do this.
it should work. It should work. I don't know why it is not working. So you are adding one more property, and then you are looping through it for in loop. And you are typing out, you are printing out on the output. Fine. Then you have done the exercise. And also, we have also done, did we not do this? Is empty yesterday? Oh, we have not done. Sorry, did we do?
Yes, sir. No.
We have not done. So there is another way that we can write a function to check the emptiness of the object. Whether the object is empty or not, how will we know? So we are creating a very simple function called by the name function. We say is empty is the function, and we are passing an object, the object which we want to check whether it is empty or not empty. And then how do we check an object? How do we check an object that the object is empty or not? We will just iterate through the object. If there are no keys, there is no property in that object, that means that object is empty object. Do you agree? Very simple. How do you check? I am creating a function is empty. Fine. Okay, Himanshu, just mute your audio. So I'm creating a function is empty. I'm passing an object, the object for which I'm trying to get whether it's empty or not. Now, what I'm doing in this function, I am iterating through the object using a for in loop. I'm giving any variable. The variable, what will it do? It will pick up the first object or first property, which is a key, into a variable called key. You can name this anything. Now, if the loop has started, that means if you can go inside this loop, that means this condition is true. That means there will be some key, one key at least in this object. Okay. So what will you return? That means this object is not empty. You will say, is empty. I will say, no, it is not empty. Return false. That means it has some value. But if it is, generally we will say that we will assume that the object is not empty. We are if it does not go inside this loop because this condition is false, that means this is empty, then what will you return? Isn't that you will return true?
Yes.
Yeah, because is empty. Yes, yes, it is empty. Yes, because I was not able to go inside them because there was no key or no property. You can say property. Any name that you select. Let property in object. I will say that means this will come inside the loop when this condition is true. Property in object. Yes, there is a property. Whatever the property, but I'm not concerned. Let's say, and then it will say return false. That means it is not empty. And if it is not coming inside the loop, that means it is empty. Let us have a empty object called schedule. Fine. I will just say console log. I'm calling the function. What is the function? Is empty. I'm passing the object schedule because I have created an empty object. What will it return?
True, sir.
True, because it does not, this condition is, you are not being able to get inside the loop. Fine. So true. But now I am putting in some value or property. What is the property? If this is the object, within square bracket, whatever I give, this becomes the key. And always the key is sort of a string. So within quotes, double quotes, whatever, and within square brackets, whatever you give, this becomes a property or a key. And then equal to, you say, you give the value. You're assigning a value to the key 830, 8:30. That means you are scheduling an object with a value get up at 830. 830 is the key that refers to the activity. That is what you are doing is getting up. Sort of an alarm. Now, do you see that the schedule is empty or not empty? It is not empty. At least it has one property. Or you can do another thing. At 10:30 in the morning, you say, go to office. Okay, this is the time that you must leave for office. Now, I'm checking, is empty schedule. Will it return true or false?
False, sir.
False. Because now it has at least two properties. One 8:30 and the other 10:30. How will you see that object? So schedule is nothing but like this. Okay. First of all, what is there? Is 8:30. And here, so because this 8:30 is, you can confuse with a colon. Therefore, you put it within this thing. And then colon, and you give, what is the value?
Get up.
Get up. No, small letters, no? Get up. We'll give a comma. And then the second one will be 10:30. And here it is.
Go to office.
Go to office. So these are the two properties or the keys. The first key is 8:30 and the second key is 10:30. So if you loop through this, Oh, we are not looping. We are just checking this empty, and within this is empty. We are looping through it with the property. Give any name in the, but you must give it whatever has been given here. So just mention the name of the parameter here. That means that is the object. Now you are sending this object schedule that is corresponding to this obj. So in this function, obj is nothing but schedule. Fine. Now therefore it will return false because it will enter the loop, because there is 1 and 2. So both times it will return false. So finally the output return of this function is empty is false. So it will return false. Oh, let me take this out. This is just for your demonstration. Okay. Now you are printing this schedule. That's fine. Shall we run this one once? Let me give a comment. Let me give a comment here. Okay. So see, this is the solution of the exercise. That is, you are creating a salaries object with John having a salary of 100, just for an example, 160, and Pete is 130. You are closing the object. And thereafter, you are saying sum equal to 0. And then you are looping through it. Instead of saying salaries.John plus salaries.Ann plus salaries.Pete, you should not do that way. You just use a for in loop. And there in that, you say sum equal to sum plus salaries. And what salaries? Whose salary? First John, then Ann, then Pete. You are keeping on adding with sum. So finally, the value is whatever the value is. It will be printed. So Jagdish, isn't it the better method?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So let us run this. Yeah, everything is commented. Let me save this and run this. So how will I run? I will invoke the terminal. I will say new terminal because I want to have a Node.js terminal, and I'm in the root directory. I will go to where I am, where these are the object properties and configuration folder. Object, I cannot write so many big folder name. I will just say tab. I am there. I will say enter, and then I will say node. And what is that? Objects. objects, and you say tab. So first of all, I'm printing this line. Then is empty schedule. It is returning true. But now it is not empty, so it will return false. And it is printing the schedule. It is get up, 10:30, go to office. Fine. And where is my name is John? Oh, okay. Let me. We have to cover a lot of things, so just be patient. Okay, and we say fine. Let me run it again. So we are getting true, false, and this is the object, entire object. there are two properties. Fine. Let us comment this as well. As we go, we will comment. And okay. So we have seen how to print the salaries object and print the sum. Okay. Here, a small program just to see that we can multiply numeric property values by 2. How do we do that? That is what we are trying to check. Fine, this is one program that we would like to execute. My exercise is multiplying the numeric property values. Numeric property. Just remember, values by 2. Create a function. We are trying to create a function called multiply numeric. Just give a name to a function. Give a function identifier by this. Then this becomes a function. We are sending an object. In that object, we will multiply all the numeric properties value 1 by 1 by 2. So definitely there is a question of looping. So what you loop through that object that has been passed. First of all, because I am saying that I will only multiply whichever are the numeric properties. But in an object, you can have a combination of numeric, number, date, alphanumeric, which is your string, and so many Boolean. So all this can be there in an object. So I will like to only multiply it by 2 for the numeric properties only. So I will do one thing. I will check once I get inside the loop. Once I get inside the loop, I will say that, okay, let me find out the type of is the is an object function to check the data type of what? Of the property or the key. Okay. So type of object key, obj is that object, and you are to determine the type of, which is sort of a function. You say type of object key. Fine. You have to give like this. This is the syntax of using type of. That means you are trying to understand whether it's a number or something else, not a number. Here we have an objective of to only multiply those properties by 2 which are number. Okay, this logic is correct, everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, I have a bad habit to do it in the same line, but always you can give after. It is always a better practice that whichever this block is of if block. So give just the opening brace by just under the if. That is one way. Or you can do it in the same line. But better, because I know this is nothing but the code block of if. What I'm doing, I am picking up the property or the key of that object and multiplying it by, this is a shorthand notation. Shorthand notation of multiplication. Like you give the plus equal to, what does that mean? Or this is the meaning is the key or the property the value of the property. You can say the value of property multiplied by 2. So, sorry, value of the property equal to value of the property into 2. Basically, the key equal to key into 2.
Okay.
Because this value will be carried forward. I want to multiply, not carry forward, sorry, it will not be carried forward, but it will just be this property width will be multiplied by 2. So it becomes 400. This will be multiplied by 2, will be 600. Will this be multiplied by 2?
No.
No, because title is not a integer property. Why? Because this is not holding any data type like integer. It is holding a data type called string.
String.
So this will not be, this will be false. So it will not do this. But whichever for each of the, because you are doing this under the loop, for loop. So it will first of all pick the width. So the key is width, the property is width, and you are checking that the value of this property, whenever you are saying object and within brackets, you are saying key. That means you are trying to reference the key width for the value, the key value pair. That is why it is called. So value 200, is it number? Yes, it is number. Then you multiply. Value 300, next time it is the height. Is 300. It is number? Yes, it is number. Multiply by 2. Now the value becomes my menu. Is it a number? No. So it will come out of this if and come out of this for, because there are no other properties.
Sir, if you multiply a numeric character with a string, then what will be the output? It will be NaN or to my menu.
What do you think it should be? Here, if I take away this if condition, right?
Yes, sir.
I will take out this if condition. I'm forcing this to be multiplied. That is my menu to be multiplied by 2. I will not give this check. We will check. We will check it for ourselves. That is why you need to practice. You need to you play around with the code.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I will save this. I will try to see what it is being getting printed, or whenever this thing. Yeah. I'm actually printing the entire thing. That means generally I will print width 200, height 300, sorry, width 400, height 600, and title my menu. That will be the entire object when I print, say, console.log menu. But now I have tried to multiply this with 2. Let me see what is the result.
Not a number.
Not a number. You are very correct. It is not giving undefined. There is no question of undefined. Title is a property. It is already there. It is not undefined. If you had said log, what you will say that I will menu dot title 1, and yesterday we have learned about question mark. Okay, into 2. Let me see what happens. Yeah, it is saying title 1 is not existing. Okay, I will not give this like this. and I'm saying this, but then it will give a NaN again. I wanted to give this, and then I will say a question mark. Okay, let's see what it gives. It is still giving an NaN. Okay. It will not give undefined. It is not undefined actually. Same thing. Is that? So I will go like this. I will go with the if condition, and I will just once I will check. This is just for your explanation. I can remove that. And then I will remove this one as well. And I will also print this. Where is that? Oh, yeah. Okay. So let me run this. And yeah. So you see this remains my menu. Okay. Though they have changed from 200 to 400 and 300 to 600, but this remains the same because I have ensured that I will only the numeric properties or the integer properties will be changed. The values will be changed. Okay. These are key. These are very important. This will have a reference to the value. Sort of a variable. This is sort of a variable. The property is nothing but a variable. So width equal to 200, height equal to 200. But since it is an object, you cannot define it separately. All together you have to define. You can put a comma here, doesn't matter. Is it clear? This part?
Yes, sir.
So let me comment this out as we keep on going. And then this. Let us understand the thing as this. Okay. So this is a very simple code. What we are trying to check is, we are trying to check this. You have learned this in Java, right? Similarly, the same functionality of this will happen with JavaScript as well. JavaScript and Java, they go hand in hand, but They are totally separate, two different things. But anyway, that this is another important thing in the objects. Let's say there is a user object with a property name and age, and also there is a function. How can you say that this is a function? Because either you go by this parenthesis or you can say function. So Kundan, I didn't get your question. This is a function or a method? Yeah, method. You can always say a method. Okay. Yeah. You can always say this is a method. Anything is a function. Method is a function. Function is a method. You say this is a method under of the user object. These are the properties and this is the method. Either you can say these are property or attributes, the data, and this is the method. So in this method, I'm just simply saying I'm going to print this name, this dot name, like in Java you do. So what will it print? When you call this function, say hi, it will print John. Because this is just, it is going to access the instance variable. This is an object. So this is the global variable. You can say these are the global or instance variables or properties or attributes. Okay. Better to say instance variable. So this instance variable name, I'm saying this. That means I'm referring to this because this function is a part of the user object. So whenever I'm saying this, that means it refers to the user property called name. User objects property called name. And therefore I will print. But if you say like this, console log user.name, otherwise it is correct. But this leads to an error. We will see that. Let's say, first of all, go to the error only first, then we will correct it. I am assigning the user object to another object. That means this now admin becomes an object of type user. Correct? We can do that. And then we are making the user object as null. That means we are taking out all these properties and functions and everything. Then I'm calling admin.sayHi. Will this be any problem? I mean, can I call say hi from the other user? Let me see. We are going to execute this one. Save it. Kundan is saying yes. Okay. But let's check. You are saying that it will print username. But here, remember, I have given user.name. I have not said these.name. But the user object, I have made it null. So there it will catch an error when you say admin say hi. Or will it? Let's see. Can you see that there is an error? Cannot read property name. Because you are using a reference of user object, but the user object has been made null. So that is the importance of using this. Now I will try with this. Admin has been given all the properties and methods of user. Fine. So admin becomes an object of type user. But in the meantime, I have made the user null. That means this user object has become empty. And then I'm saying admin say hi. I'm calling this function. I'm calling this function and it will work. This will not work because here you are using a user.name. That is the importance of this. This says that before the dot of this function, that is, and whichever is this. So this is an admin object, not a user object. Though this comes under the user, but you have given the user properties and method to admin. Admin becomes and you have used this. So this will refer to admin, not user. Any questions here? This you have to understand. This, if you use user.name, you are getting an error. The error is cannot read property name because it is null. Yes, true, because I have made it null. The user object I have made. The object you are making null means you are making the property name null, age null, and the say hi also empty. So everything is taken out. Now, but you are saying admin.say hi, and you have used this. So this will refer to which object? Admin object, not the user object. Correct? Fine, I can move ahead, but let me run at least once to check whether I'm not getting any error. See, can you see that I'm successful in printing John through admin and through this? I think you have got it. Let me comment this. So 17:13. So you are going to do it till 6. Okay, 45 minutes we have. Not 45, more than 45. Let's say 50 minutes we have. Now let me check this. Okay, this is not bound. This is not bound. What do I mean by this is not bound? Let's say we have two objects, user and admin, both having the same property, name and name. Think again. I have two objects, both having the same property. It can happen. See, I have different employees. One employee is user and one employee is admin. But they will have the properties same. Name will be same, age will be same. I mean the property, salary will be not be actually they will differ, the value will differ, but the property will be the same because you have the same sort of fields for each and every row of employee. You cannot have for user you have a different row. A different row means the number of fields will differ, and for admin the number of fields will differ by name and type and data type. No, it cannot happen like that, like in a table. Okay, so they have the same property name. We have another, just a normal function. So that's why we are calling by a function. Here, we did not need to specify function. That's why it was given an error. By specifying this with the parenthesis alone will be fine to say that this is a function under the object user. But this is not under any object. You just have to mention to the compiler that this part is a function. You cannot have like this. immediately you will get some error. So you have to let the compiler know that this particular thing is a function by function. And there you are giving this block of code. You're just giving one line of statement that you are trying to print this dot name. Now you can ask me why, which object will it refer to by this, user or admin? Then you will say something, you will do something. This is very important. In JavaScript, this is so easy. In different languages, it will be very difficult. What you are doing, you are assigning the function, say hi is the function, you are assigning to the user and specifying that this is some sort of a property, which is a function property. It is not that you have any specific word called fn to specify it's a function. You can give it any name. You can give key as well. Okay, just to be meaningful in whatever name we are giving, we are saying it's a function. fn. Or you can say function. And also here you can say func. Whatever you do, the same. Okay. Now, what I'm doing, use the same function in two objects. So say hi, I'm giving it to user because this user didn't have any property called say hi. Did we have any property like this? Let's say we have an empty function. No, we didn't have, but we had it separately. So, but now we are assigning it, adding it. We're adding it to user with a name as func. So say hi becomes func. And the same thing under admin, we are adding the say hi function as func. Fine. These calls have different this. This inside the function is the object before the dot. As I said, the object before the dot. That means whatever object appears before the dot will be that object. So say hi now has a this. Whenever you are assigning this say hi to admin, so which one will be the name? Whenever you say console logs this dot name, what will it print? Say hi is the function to print out a name, a property, the value of the property, name. It can either print John or Debashish. But when I say hi, I'm assigning it to admin.func, any name. What will it print? It is basically
it will print your name, sir.
Debashish. It will print Debashish because that admin is the before the dot. Whatever object you have, it will call that function only. So this will refer to admin here. But here this will refer to this user,
John.
and it will print John. Okay. So let's see that. What I'm doing, I'm saying user.fn and giving a function. But will it work? Let's see. And then admin.fn. Will it call say hi? I don't know. Let's see. Then admin, I'm saying with like the key. The key is the function fn, but within single quote. And this is the function. That means you are not calling an ordinary property. It is the you are calling the key, which is a function key. function name is say hi because you have added that into the object user and admin. This is assignment. Assigning to the object user. And similarly, here it will be to the user admin. Okay. But here I'm calling with a fn. Let's see whether, because I have given here fn, func, func. But let's try this. It may work. I don't know. JavaScript is a peculiar and a very interesting one, but I'm getting some error. Oh, let me close this. So comment and a star. Here I will give comment. Oh, but I want to execute this. Fine. We will execute this part of the piece of the code. Let's see. I'm saving it and going to this and going to execute this. I'm getting a problem because this is fn, user.fn. Where is the problem? Yes, here is the problem. I'm calling a function by the name fn. Did I assign that function is say hi to func or fn?
Function.
Func. So shall it not be func? Isn't it? Shall it not be func? And shall it not be func? Okay, let's see now. Yes, what was the problem? Problem was because this, you are calling a function and you have assigned this say hi function, this function to the object, but with a name called func. So you have to call this. Or can I say, okay, let me explain this. It will first print what it is going to print. Console log, it is going to print this line, fine. Then user dot, it is calling this function and this function is printing these dot name. So which one will it print? If you are invoking the function, the function of user, so will it not print John? Yes. So this refers to John. This basically this refers to user, and user has a property called by the value John. Okay, can I say that? Similarly, admin.func, you are calling the function which has been already assigned by say hi. So actually you are calling this and you are calling this dot name, but this will refer now to admin. Okay, you are calling, you are printing Devashish. So Devashish. And then you are also call this way also you can call a function. I mean that particular property. This is just the key. But fortunately, that key is now a function by the name say hi, because say hi has been assigned. Can you see the use, the beauty of use of JavaScript? So many ways you can do it.
Yes, sir.
But always remember, you have to give the parenthesis after you have finished the key in the brackets, square brackets. After you close the square brackets, then only outside the square brackets you have to give the parenthesis. So are you happy with the output? Yes, that should be the output. Any mismatch of the name will create a problem. Let me run it. There is a problem because this fun is not a function. Okay. Any questions till now?
No, sir.
Huh? No, no. Okay. This is because I have tried to put in everything in one so that it is not complicated. We will go one by one. Now, let's say this arrow function. You have seen the lambda in Java, lambda expression in Java.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. There you have a single arrow.
Yes, sir.
Single arrow, you do this one in Java. But here in JavaScript, you will have double arrow. The arrow functions are special. They don't have their own this. This will not be used in arrow. If we reference this from such a function, it's taken from the outer normal function. Let us understand. Let us not try to overemphasize on this. What we are saying is trying to understand that we are having an object user, and there in this we have one property called first name with the value Ilya, and there is a function called say hi, where the function says say hi function, and the function says let arrow, just a name. Arrow, I'm assigning into a variable. This is a variable arrow. I'm assigning what? I'm assigning a function, anonymous function, you can say. And that function has only one statement. And I'm giving this lambda expression here, that I am printing these dot first name. But where is this? This is nothing but the user. So in this also, within a function, within a lambda expression, within a function, arrow function, which is called in JavaScript, it is called arrow function, not a lambda. But since you know lambda, you can refer this as lambda expression. This one, or arrow function. That's all. Okay. This one. This is a function, and this is the arrow to reference whatever is the work to be done. If you had multiple statements like console log, and there are some other activities, what would you have done? You have to use the braces. That means for multiple statement. But now here there is no multiple statement, so I will use only. I do not need to, because it is a one statement only. Once you had multiple statements, because this function can have so many statements, like any function. This is a normal function. You see how many? 1, 2 rows. And then after this lambda expression, is over, you are calling arrow, this function itself. You are calling this arrow which has been assigned with a function, arrow function. So basically this becomes a function, isn't it? Can you tell me what is this process called? Normally it is a variable, arrow, but you have assigned a function through a lambda expression to this arrow. Now what is this arrow becomes? This arrow becomes a function itself. Like where we have assigned, like here, this is an object and this is an ordinary variable. But once you assign this object to this variable, this admin becomes what?
So let me call anonymous function.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that this is a ordinary variable. This is a variable. And this is a object. User is an object because here, this is an object. Now, when you assign an object to an ordinary variable, admin will be changed to an object. Do you agree? First of all, do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Because admin will inherit all this is called inheritance.
Yes, sir.
Part of inheritance. You are inheriting, that means whatever the properties and functions or methods of user as an object will be inherited by admin by using this.
User.
So how simple it is. But yes, this is inheritance if you refer to Java. But here you are doing what? JavaScript. You do not, yeah, the concept is the same. Oops is a concept. So in terms of oops concept, this is called inheritance. But what is the process in JavaScript that actually internally converts a type from one type to the other? Type conversion, isn't it? And what is that term called? Internally or automatic type conversion. Who is doing? JavaScript is doing. Automatic, because you are not doing, you are just assigned it. Internally, this admin becomes an object.
Auto wrapping.
Huh?
Auto unboxing.
That is a Java term.
Yeah.
Auto wrapping or auto boxing. Very good. But you have remembered this. Very good. Auto box.
Cohesion.
Huh?
Cohesion.
Can you spell it out?
Coercion.
Coercion. Very good.
Coercion. Sorry, sir. Coercion.
Yeah, who said this? Aishwarya?
Aishwarya.
Aishwarya.
Fantastic, Aishwarya. I didn't expect that. Very good. No, I mean, I expect that, but it's fantastic. Coercion.
It's coercion, sir. Sorry, sir.
Auto boxing or auto wrapping
In Java.
in Java, but this is in Java. Okay. This inheritance is in Java. Auto boxing, auto wrapping in Java, but in JavaScript,
It's coercion.
yes, very good. It is coercion. Am I correct in the spelling? Coercion.
Yes, sir.
So similarly, whenever you say that this function is assigned to this variable arrow, then this arrow becomes a function by coercion. Okay. And now you are calling this arrow function within this. So it is quite amazing. And after this, you are using this object and saying say hi. Say hi will take, see, this lambda expression or the arrow function will, as you have mentioned this, it will understand that you are going to pick up the instance variable. Okay. So it will print the arrow function with the value of Ilya. Let me run this. This fantastic way of doing things, and in small way means you are calling the arrow function from say hi function. An arrow function will just what will do? It will print this. It will pick up the this and print the first name. So this means the user, and this dot first name is it will give the value Ilya. So whenever you will call this function, it will use this arrow function. What is that arrow function? Not the arrow function. I am given a name. Let's say I can give some other name. Coercion. So I can use a reserved word like we have understood. But then this is a function. It is not a process or internal coercion. Just a, so whenever you don't have to mention coercion here, because you have to mention the main function, which is say hi, which is the property, which is the key. Better to say key. Let me run this. Comment. Oh. Comment. Okay, and so everything is commented out. Fine. Now we go up. Where is the error? Here I have given this comment because this is having a comment. I do not need this, I think. No, in that case, it will give. Let's run it again. Don't know. Oh, that's okay. Somewhere something has happened. Fine. So we are printing Ilya. Is it correct? Small little
Yes, sir.
problem, but it is very stylish way of doing things. I'm using a lambda expression to do this, and I'm calling that quotient function, or whatever the name. Okay, doesn't matter. Again, I save this and run this. It will give the same result. So it doesn't matter. Don't worry about the names. It is important how this is operating. You are assigning, you see the equal sign? You are assigning the result output of this into my function. But at the same time, since it is a return from a function, this thing becomes a function. Okay. Let me take this out and let me give a comment. Or shall we give a, okay. We give a comment here only. We completed here, right? Then we will do the chaining. For the chaining, let me okay. Let us see one more thing, important thing is chaining. Chaining with the objects. There's a ladder object that allows to go up and down, go up and down, up and down. So simple application of your object concept. Let's say there is a ladder. Ladder is an object. What I have within this. So in this object ladder, I have a property called step. And I've given a value, the property value is 0. I have a function called up. And I have a function called down. And I have a function called show step. And that's all. This is the entire object. So step is a property, value 0, initial value 0. When I call up function, what it does, it says this dot step plus plus. That means this means the ladder object and step is the object, the property. And I'm saying plus plus. That means 0 plus 1. So what will it return this? What will it return? A value of 1. If I call up again, what will be returned? It depends on my program logic that I can call up 4 times and then call down 3 times. So when I call up 4 times, what will the value of step, which is this? 4.
4, sir.
4. 0 plus 1, 1 plus 1, 2 plus 1, and 3 plus 1. If I have called up 4 times, one after the other. Let's say now I'm calling down of this object. So what will it do? It will decrement the step. You can go up the ladder, you can come down the ladder, right? Simple application of this. Just we have to say what we are doing. We are returning this. This means this value of the step. So now 4 minus 1, it will returning 3. Again down, it will be returning 2. Okay, let's say 4 ups, 2 downs, and then I can use this function to show the step. So I'm saying console.log these dot step. Is it fine? Just what is the current value? That's all. So I'm just printing this. I'm saying ladder in the same horizontal line. What I can do? I can say ladder up, dot up. I do not have to say ladder dot up, then again ladder dot up, then again ladder dot down. No. This is called a chaining, single line chain. Okay. In the single line, you do not have to say ladder dot up, ladder dot up, ladder dot down, ladder dot up. You just have to say chain of functions. Dot up, dot up, dot down, dot up, dot down, dot show step. Last step is the show step. So tell me, this up will return 1, right? This up will return 2. This down will return
1,
1. This up will return
2,
this down will return.
1,
So finally, what will be the show step?
1.
1. Very good. The same thing. Now I have come back. I have made the value of ladder as what? Step as what? What is the value? Will it be 1 or something else?
0, sir.
0. Because it is nothing but 1 minus 1. Step minus minus. It was the current value when you say show step. Then you have said minus minus, then yours. Okay. But there is another way that you can do. This is called the long chain or more readable chain. Because by showing this, you are actually doing it in a ladder form. This is the vertical ladder. The function of a ladder is not to be horizontal, not to be sleeping on the floor, but to be standing on the floor. Then only you can climb up the ladder. Anyway, so this is a vertical arrangement of the ladder, but the same thing, up, down, because you have started again with 0 and giving all these functions in this same sequence. So it will be, shall I need to run this? Let me run this. So it is 1 over here and 1 over here, right? Is it correct? Any questions? Okay, let's come here. You can compare. Comparison by reference. Comparison by reference of an object. Let's say I have an object called A, empty object. And then I am assigning, this is by coercion, that I am giving the reference of A, which is an object, into B. So B becomes an object by reference because I have copied the reference of A to B. So B also becomes a reference of an object, basically an object. Now I'm saying in the printout only, and in the console log, I say A equal to B. What does that mean? This A is an object, this B is an object. When I say double equal to, I say that their references are equal because A's reference has been copied into B. So B is holding a reference of A. So B, I can say, is an object referring to an object A. Both has the same reference. True, both variables reference refer to the same object. Okay. Also, A equal to B. Will it be true? It will also be
Yes, sir.
true because
Yes, sir.
both have the same reference, or the reference means the address. Address of this object has been stored in this variable. So this variable becomes an object with the same reference, with the same address, you can say. So whether you are doing this equal to, or this strict equal to, doesn't matter, both, because they are both the same, exactly the same. Now you are creating an empty object of A and another empty object of B. Now these two are two different objects, because whenever you are creating an object, you are creating in a different address of memory. You are getting me, na? But here
Yes, sir.
you have copied the address of A to B. So B is holding the address or the reference of A. So that means B and A are the same objects, because they are lying in the same object reference or memory address. But here the memory address of A, let's say this one is 10010. Let's say I'm just giving a binary form of a number. And here this one is 11100. Okay? Because they cannot be created on the same memory address. So they are two different objects. Now, will this equal to be true or false? They are not the same. They are different objects and their references are also different.
Then it will be false.
Then it will be false. Yes. Let me run this. Here it is true, true, true. Here it is true, but here it is false. Okay. Just these are for important for your interviews. That's all. Let me give a comment here. Are you feeling okay, or you are getting a bit confused or getting bored?
Sir, if we pass some parameter to empty object, let A equal to Z and B equal to A, then
No, then that is not an object. You are saying let A equal to what?
Z.
Z means what? Z is some variable or a value?
Some variable.
Variable. But this variable Z has not been declared. What I'm saying is, you see there is a problem. Let's say I'm giving some other name, AB. Let AB is a variable called Z. But what about Z? What is the value stored in Z?
Z is not declared.
Let's declare Z. Let Z equal to some string. Okay. This is a value, not a variable. So you are storing in AB variable a value called, so AB will be like, this is a variable, AB will be like AB. Are you getting me?
Okay, sir.
This is, but this is not an object. For an object, you need to do this press and then give a key and a value. And a value is something else. Say value is 1, 2, 3. Maybe. I'm just giving. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then this becomes an object.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, it should be what? It should be, I am mistaken. It should not be a comma. It should be a colon because a key value pair and key value pair has to be separated by a colon. That's all. So this is the key, this is the value separated by a colon. Then this becomes Z becomes an object. Now, if you pass Z to AB, then AB is having a reference of Z. If you say AB equal to Z, will it be true? Let's see whether it gives a true or a false.
True,
What do
sir.
you think? What is the class thinking about it?
True, sir.
True, sure, no? Because I am copying the reference of Z to AB. AB is an ordinary variable, but now it has become an object. An object, it is storing the reference of this object Z, of the same reference, because it has been cloned. So this is true. The same example. Just
Yeah,
here, I
yes.
have, okay, you got it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fine.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Comment. Let this continue because here I'm cloning and merging. So cloning, I'm doing cloning, as well as merging. Okay. We can also use assign, find. Up to this, I will do. Sorry. Everything is fine. Let me execute this. What is it? The thing is cloning and merging. Since we can copy a reference, we can also do cloning and merging and assigning. If we need to duplicate an object, we can create an independent object, independent copy or clone. Copying by reference is good most of the time. You are fine whenever you are copying by reference. That is fine. That means you are just sort of cloning, but not exactly. But in case we need to, we can create a new object and replicate the structure of the existing object. Here, we were not creating any new object, right? Here, we are just copying the reference of Z to AB or A to B. It was just the copying the reference, but are we cloning it? Like whenever we create separate two objects, then the cloning, the copying reference has gone, right? But in case we need to create a new object and replicate the structure of the existing one by iterating over its properties and copying them to on the primitive level. Let's take an example. We have a user object with properties name and age, John and 30. Fine, simple. We say we are creating another object, which is an empty object. Fine. Let's copy. Do not want to replicate or type in all these things. I want to replicate it from user to clone. You can do a loop. You loop through the user object, and let's copy all the user properties into it. Into it means into the clone. Clone is empty. Here you are putting in the name and age with the value John and 30. You are not just copying, you are cloning it. Okay? You are putting, because they are two different entities. One is clone and one is user. They are two different, they are occupying two different memory address. So they are not copy by reference. But what you are doing, you are copying everything. If there was a function also, you will copy that. So you are doing a for in loop. You are putting the user object's key into the clone key. So only the name of the object and the reference, the address, memory address will be different, but all these things will be the same. Isn't it cloning? There are two entities. Like you have a one clone. It is said that you have one clone in this world. That person will look exactly similar to you. Yes, with minor, very minor difference. So basically, this is also called inheritance. Isn't it? You are inheriting everything, all the properties of the other object. Now, clone is a fully independent object with the same content. How will you prove that? How will we prove that? We say we are changing this object's name to Pete and not John. And then I'm saying I want to print the name of the object clone and the name of object user. What will you find? Will both of them be Pete? Okay. Also, we can tell me whether this name will be the same. Will it be John, both John, or both Pete?
Sir, one will be the John and another will be the Pete.
So will this be John?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And will this be Pete?
Yes, sir.
Correct. Because now they are independent entities, but having the same properties. And also the change, whatever the names, whatever the value you can change. You cannot change the property because you have cloned it. Also, we can use it to merge several objects into one. Let's say we can merge, okay? User is having one property called name, the value John. This is an ordinary variable, but then this ordinary variable is now converted into an object because we are creating an object, permissions 1 and permissions 2. Let's say can view is one of the property and we have assigned it true. Can edit, permission 2. That let's say this is one object where I can only view. So I will give a property. We will come to a very important topic like object properties and configurations. How will you have the properties like in a table, you are given a permission to just read the rows. You cannot add, edit, or delete. So you have a properties configuration. You can change because table is after all an object. Do you agree? It will have rows and columns. So it's a collection object. But table is still an object. So an object will have its properties. You can make, because it's an object, so how good it is that you can change the properties of an object such that nobody can write onto this object. Do you not see that some files are write protected? You cannot write to a file because you have changed the property of a file. If the file is not an object, you will not be able to do it. So we will learn a very important topic called object properties and configurations. But these are all These are all coming into the advanced Java level. I didn't teach this because I thought you first need to learn the Java code. JavaScript, the beginner's one. Unless you know that, you will not be immediately you will not be able to understand this. These flags and descriptors, all these things are very, very own. These are the various functions of object. Now, these are the advanced topics. Okay, got it? Therefore, let's say I have a property called can view. I'm saying view, permission for view, and I'm saying edit. Why I'm saying can view or can edit? Is the user, is the permission is of for view? It is true. I'm giving a property called the property value as true. And for edit, I also give true. But they are two different permissions. Okay. They are two variables. Now, copies all properties from permissions, permission 1 and permission 2 into user. So what was the user? User was name and age. What did I do? I said that object. Don't worry about what is object. Object is the mother of all and every object or every class that you have learned. Object.assign, I'm using a function of object. If you go here, let's say you have typed in object, capital O. You see, are you getting something called assign? Let me check. Assign, yes. This is a method, object constructor dot assign TU. These are generics. You have learned in the collection. Did you not learn in the collection?
Yes.
That the collection will have the angular brackets, and you first argument is some whatever. It could be an integer or a string. It could be an integer or a string. But here you are using JavaScript. Forget about Java. So forget about generics right now. It is giving a generics of target, which is T, and a source U. So you are assigning something from the target to the source. Sorry, to the target from the source. Okay. T and U plus 3 overloads. Copy the values of all the enumerable. Enumerable, you know what is enumerable? Copy the values of all of the enumerable own properties from one or more source objects to a target object. Enumerable means the properties which can be iterated over. So by default, I say assign. So this is one of the functions. By default, when I say I will use an iteration, I can iterate through the object. Can I not? I say for this is a loop. I can iterate through an object called user. So can I say that user is enumerable? Not it, as the properties or keys of the object can be iterated. Okay, and you can go through that, and this is something of a configurable thing. This enumerable is something configurable. If you somehow disable the enumerability of an object, then will you be able to iterate? These are the higher concepts, advanced concepts. Just think that you have created an object of more than one property. And you want to go through or loop through the entire set of the properties, and you want to print one by one or pick up, get the values of each of the properties one by one. Because the object user has an enumerable feature enabled, that means it is on. That's why you are being able to iterate through it. But if you somehow configure the object properties that these properties will not be enumerable, I mean, you cannot read through or iterate through, then you can say that this object is not enumerable. Followed? Okay. You are assigning this object, you are assigning whom you are assigning. This is the target, T, user. You are assigning this user with some permissions, permission 1 and permission 2. Both I have given true. That means you can view as well as edit. Both of them true. Then you are seeing user. So if you print this, you will get name as John, can view is true, and can edit is also true. Because we have assigned the permissions 1 and permissions 2. With a view, that means you can view it, you can edit it as well. We can also use object assign to replace for in loop for simple cloning. Now, we have done a cloning like this, right? Cloning like this. You have used user key to clone key. Oh, did I exceed? It is almost over. But let me tell you, just let us run this and we will finish. Fine? Is it fine?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. We have a user, same user, name with John and age 30. We are saying clone. This is an object. Object dot assign this with user. So which one? This is, you are completing this cloning in one line. Will you prefer this or will you prefer this? It's up to you. I will prefer this. What I will prefer? I will prefer because it is very simple for me to clone in one single line. Writing less code is always preferred. And you see, you are using a for loop. This performance wise, this is slower. This is slower than this. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
What you are doing, you are using the clone and you are making this by coercing and creating an object of it. But what you are doing, you are cloning the user with all its properties and assigning them into clone. So you don't have to mention each and every thing like key and user key and then loop through it. You just give an empty object which is symbolizing user and assigning. So this is the target, the clone, empty clone object. Okay. By saying clone, you are saying the target is this and the source is this. The same assign, you are doing the same assign, object assign. But here you are not doing this permissions, you are doing absolutely an object cloning through this empty object. So that means whatever the properties are there, you will put one by one into the empty object, and therefore you are populating the object clone. Let me see whether it is done. Yes. What we are seeing is that we are seeing Pete and John. Okay, this is the different thing. The name, when did we start? Clone. Okay, we have changed the name. Therefore, we are printing Pete for clone.name and user.name is John. Fine. Then we are printing this line. Yes, we are printing this line. And then we are saying console log user. Console log user is now, because you have assigned these permissions to assign this to the user. So what you are getting is, first of all, this was only one property, but you have added two more properties, permissions and permissions 2. And what is permission 1? Permission 1 is view true. And this is sort of merging. Isn't it merging? You are assigning with an existing object with few more properties. And what are the properties? View and edit. So you are getting view and edit.
And
And
edit.
the property values true and
True.
fantastic way of doing this. But you are using in a shortcut way using assign. Another assign is just you are cloning to an empty object called clone with all the properties of user. Now you will see that user you have initialized again. But suppose you didn't initialize it. I'm giving a clone. I'm commenting out. So we are using the current user, this one. I'm cloning it. Will it only be John and age 30? Let's see. What I'm saying is this one. Now, are you seeing that you have cloned the entire thing, what you have done in this last one?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Into clone.
Hmm.
You have three properties: name, view, edit. Earlier, you had only name and age. Okay, I will end the session today. Did you get something? Are you fine with this?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting
Yes,
some advanced concepts? These are all. If you know this JavaScript with the advanced concepts, I can guarantee you can learn Angular very fast. Not only Angular, React as well. Because these are all based on JavaScript. You will, for Angular, you will have TypeScript. Okay, and to learn TypeScript, if you know the advanced concepts of JavaScript, it will be much, 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 much easier. Okay, let me stop here. I will stop the sharing. And also I will stop the recording.